LeBron Jones has been given two different contract alternatives to play basketball. His financial advisors have told him, take the contract that provides the highest net present value. At what discount rate would he be indifferent between the two contracts? And you see on the screen that on contract 1 he starts off with $16 million and then gets $8 million a year for 4 years. And with contract 2 he starts off lower but then earns a higher amount in the later years of the contract. Okay, now there's a couple ways to solve this. First, what we could do is use a trial and error technique, and you see I've given that a try down at the bottom of the screen. I've calculated the net present value of the two alternatives at 9%, 10%, 11%, and 12%. And you can see at 11% we're getting pretty close. So a trial and error method is one way to determine where LeBron would be indifferent. Another approach we could take would be to graph the net present values of the two different contracts and see where they cross over. And where they cross over is the indifferent point. But still another way, maybe the most direct way, would be to calculate the difference between contract 1 and contract 2 for every year, and then take those differences and use the internal rate of return function to determine exactly what that rate becomes. And when we use that approach, we can come up with the crossover rate, or the point at which LeBron would be indifferent between the two contracts. Now on this last image that I've put on the screen, you can see it's a screenshot from Excel, and I've put this up there so that you have an idea of how I calculated the internal rate of return function. And if you look at the formula editor or the formula bar at the top, you'll see that I'm using the IRR function, and I'm referencing cells D3 to D7, and I'm using 10% as a guess for what the IRR should be.